Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Before we get started with tonight's meeting, how about a round of applause for the fabulous HAS Band? HAS stands for Hortonville Area Schools, but these are all educators, music educators in our school system, and they are phenomenal, fantastic. And you'll get to hear them afterwards when we do our little cake and champagne celebration out in the lobby. I do have just a couple announcements before I introduce our chairman of the board to call the meeting to order. There is a silver Acura, license number 506UGH, and it's parked in the valet lane without the keys. So if that is your car, we would really appreciate it if you'd either raise your hand or let us know or bring us the keys so that we can have the valets valet park it for you. Thanks. And then also, before we get started, a very, very special thank you to the amazing team, volunteers and staff here at this community treasure, the Fox Cities Performing Arts Center. We absolutely love being in this facility. It's beautiful, it's comfortable. They do such a nice job for us. And how about that food tonight? Everybody like that? So a big shout out to our friend Jennifer and her team at Michael's Catering here in Menasha. They do a fantastic job and we're very grateful to them as well. All right, now it's my great honor to introduce our chairman of the board, Sarah Micheletti.
Welcome and good evening. I'm Sarah Micheletti, board chair and an attorney at McCarty Law. I now call the 50th annual meeting of Community First Credit Union to order. It's an honor to welcome you to this momentous event. This is more than a milestone for us. It's a celebration of people helping people for half a century. There are 1,899 members who have registered to attend the meeting tonight. 917 are here at the Fox Cities PAC. Thank you for coming. And just over 972 are online. Welcome to all of you. It is such an awesome thing to have all of you active and engaged member owners. Mr. Secretary, have we established a quorum is present? Thank you. Members and guests, the Secretary certifies that a quorum is present. This is a legal meeting. The member-elected Board of Directors is the guiding light behind Community First Credit Union. Our diverse backgrounds and unique skills allow the board to represent your best interests. 56 members have volunteered and served on the Board of Directors during Community First's 50 years in business. The board convenes on every third Monday of the month at 4 p.m. Prior to each meeting, we receive comprehensive information on the credit union's financial performance, progress towards goals, industry reports, and background details on upcoming decisions. Additionally, we undergo training required by regulation. Annually, the board meets with state and federal regulators to review examination findings on credit union safety, soundness, and the regulatory ratings. We take our fiduciary responsibility seriously by setting the strategic direction for the credit union and monitoring that progress. Board members all serve on one of 3 committees: talent and compensation, audit and risk, and my personal favorite, governance and nominating. It is my pleasure to introduce my fellow directors. If you could stand, they're all right here when I call your name. Vice Chair, Peter Mariahazi, the Chief Administration Officer of Catalysis. Our Secretary, Michael Moore, VP of Global Engineering at Oshkosh Corporation. You've already heard from our Treasurer, Kathy Tierney, the President and CEO of Community First Credit Union. Amy Fricke-Weigel, President and CEO of Fricke Printing Services. Dan Ferris, the VP and Chief Legal Counsel and Corporate Secretary at Secure Insurance. Sarah Hutchinson, retired United States Marine Corps. Adam Swoverland, VP of Finance at Breakthrough, a U.S. venture company. Catherine Seaman, independent board member and CFO of Advisory Services Consultant. Matt Bingham, Director of Software Engineering at Secure Insurance. And finally, Paul Schwartz, VP of Information Technology at Badger Liquor. Please join me in thanking our board for donating their time and talent to Community First Credit Union to represent us as member owners. The minutes of the 2024 annual meeting, Chairman and President's and Treasurer's report have been published and distributed. The reports will be placed on file. Now it is time for the election. I'd like to call on Dave Van Lieshout, the credit union's attorney, who will serve as our parliamentarian this evening, and Dan Ferris, chairman of the Governance and Nominating Committee. Dave will review the rules for participation and voting, and Dan will present the slate of candidates.
Good evening. As Chairman Micheletti said, I will be serving as parliamentarian for this meeting. Tonight we have members here in person and others who are attending the meeting via live stream. Members were asked to submit questions in advance as you registered for the meeting. Many of those questions will be addressed in the President's report, and credit union staff will contact members directly to answer all other questions submitted. An election of the Board of Directors will be conducted this evening. The credit union is using a combination of in-person and electronic balloting for this election. Community First has partnered with CU Ballot, who conducted electronic elections for more than 200 plus credit unions throughout the country. Members here in person were validated and received a paper ballot. Members participating online will use the link to the right of this video to take them to CU Ballot voting system, where they will be asked to authenticate before the ballot is presented. Staff, under the supervision of John Scully, appointed to oversee the voting, will count the paper ballots. Those totals will be sent and combined with the electronic totals from CU Ballot, and the election results will be announced tonight. There are rules for voting. These are those rules. You must be at least 18 years of age to vote. You must have joined Community First Credit Union by January 23rd, 2025 in order to be eligible to vote. No one is allowed to vote by proxy. Only the first person listed on a joint account is eligible to vote. Each member is allowed only one vote. You cannot cast a vote for each account you have at the credit union. Members are asked to vote for 3 directors. If you cast a ballot with more than 3 votes, the electronic voting system will not allow you to submit, and the paper ballots will be disallowed. The 3 nominees receiving the largest number of votes will be elected to 3-year terms. As is the tradition, at the conclusion of tonight's annual meeting, Community First will give away $5,000 in honor of its 50 years of service. The prizes will be in $100, $50, and $20 denominations. The prize drawing will be held as the ballots are being counted. All members who registered were included in the drawing. Winners will be announced at the conclusion of the meeting and will also receive an email and a call from the credit union staff tomorrow to confirm the deposit to their credit union account. Board members, Community First employees, and members of their immediate family living in the same household are not eligible to win. Thank you, and now I'll pass the microphone on to Dan Ferris to conduct the election.
Thank you, Dave. This year we have 3 directors whose terms have expired. That means there are 3 positions available tonight. We had strong interest from members in joining the board this year. Several members submitted applications for consideration. The nominating committee reviewed all applications and interviewed interested members. Our goal as a committee is to present a diverse and qualified slate of candidates to the membership. We have selected 3 member owners for nomination. They join the 3 incumbents seeking re-election for this year's slate of 6 candidates. This year's candidates are, in alphabetical order, Matt Bingham, incumbent, David Caper, Kim Nelson, Catherine Seaman, incumbent, Catherine Tierney, incumbent, and Christine Wales. Members participating virtually received links to the candidates listing the bios by email. Members here in person received a printed copy of this information. Each of the candidates has recorded a brief video to tell you about themselves and why they would like to serve.
Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Bingham, but a lot of people do call me Bing for short, so if you do see me walking around, please feel free to say hi. I've had the privilege of serving on this board for the last 2 years, and tonight I'm asking for your support and your vote to allow me to continue serving on this board and serving all of you. So for an introduction, first and foremost, I am a husband and a father. My wife Sarah and I have been married for the last 23 years, and we have 2 beautiful daughters. Our oldest just finishing her 2nd year in college, and our youngest just finishing her junior year in high school. I have been a member of Community First pretty much since the day we've been married, almost 23 years ago. And admittedly, my wife was a member before I was. So I had to take the first step in any successful marriage and listen to my wife. And I'm glad I did, because Community First has been with us through a lot. From the time that we were newly married, barely had 2 coins to rub together, to buying our first house, raising our kids, cars, college, we never had to worry about the stability, service, or support that you get from Community First just from being a member. So naturally, when it was time for me to volunteer and give my time back to the community, this was the first place I looked. And I'm glad I did. The journey has been absolutely amazing working with this team. Professionally, I have spent my entire 25-year career in the application development and technology delivery space. I'm currently a director of software engineering at Secure Insurance, and I have a lot of experience and a lot of passion for building high quality, safe and secure applications, and hopefully making some lives better. Now, there's a growing threat of cybersecurity every day and an ever-changing technical landscape. And I bring a unique perspective to the board to help shape the future technology that you and I are going to be able to use and enjoy every single day. And I just want to say that it's been an absolute honor working with this leadership group and working with my fellow board members. And I am really looking forward to continuing to contribute to the success of this unbelievable organization. With that said, thank you for your time and your consideration of me on this board, and take care.
Hi, everybody. My name is David Caper, and I'm thrilled to throw my hat in the ring as a potential board member of Community First Credit Union. I and my wife have been members of the community since 2002, And we started a small business here right around that time called Fox Valley Nephrology. And we've grown over the years with the support and help of Community First from both a professional and a personal level interacting with Community First. And so that has made both of us huge advocates of Community First. And we've been thrilled with the care that the members of Community First have given us and the personal relationships that we have with everyone at Community First. My goal as a potential board member would be to be an advocate for small business owners like myself, as well as for people who have just personal relationships with Community First. I think that when you compare Community First to the larger banks, I've found much more personal attention was given by Community First, and it's much more of a community feel. Thus the name Community First Credit Union. And I would be excited to be a board member, and I would appreciate your support.
Hello, my name is Kim Nelson. My husband and I have been members of Community First Credit Union for over 35 years. Throughout that time, Community First has always been there for us, offering competitive products and quality services. My background includes senior leadership positions in accounting, finance, and IT, and I am a certified public accountant. My career was marked with constant learning and advancement opportunities, where I built trusting relationships with people at all levels in the organization. In my roles as a controller and finance manager, I was involved in all facets of accounting, as well as strategic business planning. As a director in IT, I provided financial oversight for the IT budget and led the project management team. I was blessed with a wonderful career, and at the end of 2024, I retired so I could pursue hobbies, volunteer, and have more time with family and friends. I'm community-minded and have been a volunteer board member and treasurer for our homeowners association for numerous years. I'm currently vice president for a local service group, the King's Daughters Charity Circle. Throughout my working years and my volunteer activities, I've been highly committed to the organizations I served and worked diligently to ensure their success. I still have that strong drive, and now that I'm retired, I want to give back more to the community while continuing to learn and grow. As a trusted finance professional, I feel I can be an asset to the Community First Board of Directors and would be honored to serve our members. I appreciate your support.
Hi, I'm Catherine Seaman. I'm a member of Community First Board of Director and have been for the past 6 years. During that time, I've had the opportunity to serve in multiple roles, including chair, vice chair, a member of the compensation committee, and most recently, chair of the audit committee. I have over 35 years of experience in the insurance industry, and while I currently work as an independent consultant, the majority of my career has been as the leader of the finance function. As a leader, I've been responsible for accounting, financial reporting, budgeting, treasury operations, investment management, and corporate strategic planning. And over the years, I've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time working with auditors and regulatory agencies. I've been able to bring that experience to the governance role of the Board of Directors of Community First. I also bring a strong belief in member ownership and giving back to the community. Most of my career has been working for a mutual insurance company. Mutual companies are owned by its policyholders, similar to the way credit unions are owned by its members, not by shareholders. The decisions made in running the company are focused on the benefit to its members, not on profit to shareholders. That makes a big difference in how members are treated and what services and products are offered. And it provides the platform for investing in and giving back to the community in which we live. I'm proud to be a member of Community First and have been honored to serve on its board and would love to continue to serve in whatever capacity I can. Thank you.
Hello, members. I'm Kathy Tierney, and I've had the privilege of serving our credit union and our members for 48 of our past 50 years. That's nearly a lifetime of commitment. but I can honestly say that my pride in what we've built together has never been stronger. From our humble beginnings to the dynamic member-focused credit union we are today, I've seen firsthand the power of staying true to our mission and putting people first. Serving on this board has been one of the greatest honors of my life. I pour my heart into every decision, every conversation, and every opportunity to ensure that our credit union remains strong, member-focused, and true to our values. I believe in what we've built together, and I bring not only experience, but a very deep personal commitment to doing what's right for our members, our employees, and our communities. I believe in this organization with all my heart, and I want to continue using my experience, perspective, and passion to help guide us into the next chapter, one that I know is filled with opportunity, innovation, and an even deeper community impact. If you felt the difference we make, if you share pride in our journey, and if you believe in what's possible ahead, I would be honored to earn your vote once again. Thank you for your trust, thank you for your membership, and hopefully thank you for your vote.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Wales, and I'm grateful to be here this evening at our 50th annual meeting. I've been a member owner of Community First for close to 30 years, and I stand here before you today because I believe it's incredibly important to serve organizations that lead the way in giving back to our communities. In 2023 alone, Community First provided over $2 million in financial support to nonprofit economic development and civic partners, as well as volunteered over 24,000 hours. Last month, I looked in my inbox and I noticed that there was a call for member owners to consider applying to be a candidate for the board of directors. And this year I decided to answer that call. I lived a life of service, starting with serving my country as a member of the United States Air Force and leading various healthcare organizations, volunteering for nonprofits, and now as a small business owner, providing leadership coaching to people all over the world. I would be honored to leverage my 30 years of financial operation and strategic leadership experience to advocate for our members, to have our members' well-being at the heart of all the decisions that we make. Our Community First members and team make it possible to lead the way in practicing kindness and generosity, and I would just be honored to be a part of that. At my core, I'm a working class kid who was taught the value of a strong work ethic and taking care of others. I love my family, friends, neighbors, and community. I would be honored to serve as a member of your board of directors, and I sincerely ask you for your support this evening. I'm excited about Community First and all the good work yet to come. Thank you.
So you've heard from the candidates, and now it's time to cast your ballot for the board of directors. Please review all 6 candidates. Members here in person, please complete your ballot and pass them to the end of the row where our team members will collect them. For those of you attending online, please use the link to the right of this video or below if you are on a mobile device, which will take you to the CU ballot voting system. Before voting, you will be asked to verify your voting eligibility by entering your birth date, the last 4 digits of your social security number, and your last name as it appears on your credit union accounts. Members who meet the voting eligibility requirements will receive a ballot. Members who are not eligible to vote will not receive access to the ballot. So to cast your vote online, select up to 3 candidates and choose Next at the bottom of the screen. You'll have the opportunity to review your ballot before submitting. Voting will remain open for the next 10 minutes. Now I'd like to introduce Community First President and CEO, Kathy Tierney, to provide her annual report. Kathy.
Hello again, and thank you. Oh my gosh, such a special night. I promised myself when I got up here tonight that I was going to try to be composed, but it's really very emotional to have the opportunity to spend this time together with you. People who've been a part of my life for the last 49 years, some of you. 50 years ago, a group of bold thinkers, led by our founder, Maury Dresang, believed that there was a better way to serve everyday people. I've been privileged to be a part of this journey. October 1st, it'll be for 49 of those 50 years. And today, I'm proud to honor the vision and the people who had the courage and the commitment to create something quite extraordinary. Our journey began back in 1975 when the Appleton Community Credit Union was chartered. At the end of that first year, we had 181 members and just over $90,000 in assets. We were part of the Appleton Credit Union Service Center, and our first office on Richmond Street had 6 employees where we posted transactions by hand, but we always made our decisions with our hearts. In 1978, the 11 credit unions in the service center came together in what was then the largest merger in the country and merged into the Appleton Community Credit Union. Together, combined, we had just over $7 million in assets, and little did we know what the next 50 years were going to bring. We grew alongside of you, our members, adding new services like checking accounts. In 1979, we added checking. We weren't allowed to by law before then. And then came certificates of deposit. We made car loans and mortgage loans, helping our members get to work and put down roots of their own in their own homes. We worked with you to finance your businesses, adding to the economic vitality of the region where we live and work. The new millennium brought things like online banking and many new ways to serve you faster, smarter, and better. We were reminiscing as we were putting things together about the days of mimeograph machines and hand calculating the dividends and ledger cards and things of that nature. It's quite remarkable the changes that 50 years have brought, and those changes are happening every day, faster and faster. As we continue to expand and modernize to meet your needs, we also deepened our community impact, continuing to make a significant difference for you and for the communities that you call home. One of the things we're most proud of is when members, our employees, and our community partners say to us, you know, you really live your name. Today, our 632 team members serve more than 160,000 member owners from 25 locations throughout northeastern Wisconsin. And together, we have grown this organization from its humble beginnings to more than $6 billion in assets. I'd like to introduce Chad Bostic, our Chief Financial Officer, to talk about our financial performance and to answer member questions about the interest rate and economic environment. We really appreciate the questions that you submit in advance, and Chad's going to speak to some of those questions.
Well, good evening. It is great to be up here and look out and see so many of our member owners being here to celebrate the kickoff of our 50th year here at Community First Credit Union. And it's a true honor to serve as the CFO for Community First Credit Union. Over the 50 years, the credit union has experienced consistent and steady growth by focusing on doing the right thing for our member owners. In that time, the credit union has grown from serving 181 members $190,000 in total assets to serving 159,598 members at over $6 billion in assets. Truly incredible growth over a 50-year period. That member-focused steady growth ensures that Community First Credit Union continues to be your trusted financial partner for your financial services, no matter what is going on around us. Now, as you'll see, the longer you've been a member owner, the longer you've experienced something going on around us. It seems like at every turn, Community First Credit Union and the member owners have experienced adversity together. But one thing remains true, one constant theme, and that's that Community First Credit Union has always been there to be your trusted financial partner. Now, as we take a look back at 1987, Black Monday, it was the day that the Dow Jones experienced its single greatest decline in one single day. In the early 2000s, we made it through the dot-com bubble. In 2007 and 2008, our country and the rest of the world suffered from the global financial crisis triggered by the collapse of the subprime mortgage market. And in 2020, we experienced the COVID-19 pandemic together, which also triggered a great deal of economic uncertainty. Then in 2022 and 2023, we experienced a historic, never seen before rate increase, the shortest period of time that rates have gone up that much in over 40 years. And now, many of our friends, family, and neighbors grow concerned about the impact of inflation and tariffs. While we do not know what exactly will happen next, we do know that your not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative will be here for you. No matter the circumstance, we endeavor to be your trusted financial partner when you need us for a safe place to deposit your savings, to manage your checking account, or come to us for a loan to purchase a car, or perhaps to buy that home for your family. So focusing in on the last 5 years, the credit union continues to do a tremendous job of balancing growth while maintaining a solid financial foundation and effectively managing risk. This is important to ensure that your credit union is safe and sound. Here you can see over the last 5 years, your member-owned financial cooperative continues to maintain steady growth in the areas of membership, assets, and reserves. Now, reserves or net worth are a vital component to the success of the credit union. This is you, the member owner's savings account that ensures we can continue to operate through whatever circumstances face us. And we can be here providing financial services and supporting each and every one of you on your financial journey. This net worth ratio is calculated by dividing our net worth or our total reserves by our total assets. One of our regulators, the National Credit Administration, establishes that a well-capitalized credit union has a net worth ratio of 7%. You can see Community First Credit Union is doing a tremendous job with a net worth ratio of 12.39%. It's also exciting to see that two peer groups we have, peer group one, is credit unions from across the country that have $1 billion to $10 billion in assets. Peer group two is all credit unions in the state of Wisconsin that have assets greater than $1 billion. It's wonderful to see that the credit union system is healthy across the country and in the state of Wisconsin, but it's also wonderful to see that your member-owned credit union is performing so well compared to those two peer groups. Another piece that we take very seriously is how we manage the funds here at the credit union, because they belong to you, our member owners. It is essential that we are good stewards of those resources. And by effectively managing how we allocate those resources, we are able to continue to offer competitively lower loan rates and competitively higher deposit rates. This operating expense ratio demonstrates the efficient use of our member resources, which is exceptional as compared to the two peer groups I previously referenced, and consistent over our last 5 years. So, speaking of lower loan rates, we have, coming up here on the screen, we'll have our lower credit card rates with our Great Rate credit card. And this is just a comparison to a few competitors that serve in our marketplace. This is an example of demonstrating the commitment to comparatively lower loan rates with our Great Rate credit card. That Great Rate credit card has an 8.99% interest rate. And just important to note, I mentioned we had that historic rate increase back in 2022, 2023. We did not change that rate over that time because we believe firmly in ensuring that our member owners have access to at a tremendous rate with that credit card. Switching gears to higher savings account rates. Here, not only are your deposits safe at Community First Credit Union and allow the financial cooperative to lend money to other member owners, but those deposits earn a higher yield as compared to some of our competitors. Another example of the value member owners of Community First Credit Union receive when they trust us with their deposits is the comparatively higher rate that they earn on their short-term certificates. All right. It has been a great being a part of the kickoff to celebrating the 50th year of Community First Credit Union. But before I go, I want to celebrate just a little bit more. Our focus on financial strength has led to your credit union being recognized as the Radden Crystal Performance Award winner for the last 16 years. A really neat thing about that is the award's only been available for 16 years. And we're the only credit union, in the country that has received that distinction each year. That means in each one of those years, we were one of the top 10 performing credit unions financially in the entire country. So thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you for continuing to be member owners of Community First Credit Union.
Thank you, Chad. Yes, we've grown in size, technology, reach, and impact. And that's something to celebrate, right? But even more important, what we do and why we do it remains exactly the same as it was when we were founded. And I've got 2 founding board members here tonight who can attest to that. Our mission, our purpose, our reason for being has never changed. And that's you. Because behind every number is a name. Behind every loan is a life. And it's your trust in us and the relationship we have that matters most. In this year's annual report, you'll find information on our new strategic plan and initiatives for 2025. The board and management team spent time this past fall developing a new multi-year strategic plan. It's built on our pillars of employee experience, member experience, and growth. We feel very strongly that as a service organization, if our employees enjoy coming to work, if they're passionate about the work that they do every day, they will provide you with excellent service. And if you get excellent service, you're going to do business with us, and the growth follows. 2025 initiatives include optimizing and enhancing our delivery channels and member experiences, both in our branches and online. That means, additional work on digital online account opening and digital lending and things that make it easier for folks who want to conduct their business that way. But it also means that we're doing some major enhancements to existing branches and building new branches. We're very excited to open a branch in Seymour, Wisconsin this summer. And we're actively working on plans for our locations in Manitowoc, Wrightstown, and Ledgeview. And yes, one of these days, Fond du Lac is coming, I promise. The team is also working with our architects and contractors on renovating the Ballard, Forest, Oneida Street, Industrial Drive, and Richmond Street branches. Sometimes we forget we're 50 years old, and many of these branches have been there for a really long time, so they need a little bit of a facelift. And certainly with a renewed focus on member and employee well-being, we're designing new offerings to help all of our members live a better financial life. Modernizing our product set to make sure we're providing the types of products and services that members need and want, and that's a constant evolution as the world continues to change. We hear about things like cryptocurrency and digital currencies and Bitcoin and all those kinds of things. It's important for us to keep abreast and stay tuned to what's happening with that, always with the idea that we want safety and soundness to come first because it's your money and we need to protect it. All of these things we'll do with the thoughtfulness about bridging the generational gaps, making sure that we continue to be relevant to all of our members. Now, some of us who've been around for almost 50 years, we remember when we joined the credit union, we were in our teens and 20s. It worked for us then. We want to make sure that it continues to work for folks, young folks in particular, as time goes on. And that no matter what your age, we are relevant to serve you and the life stage that you're in. We'll also continue to be strategic with our marketing, understanding that we have a firmly held belief, and you've seen it consistently over the course of our history, and that's nobody can tell the story of Community First better than our members, and we really appreciate when you help us do that. Now we have a little voice from the past.
It's mind-boggling to think that where we started, it's grown to this size. You start from scratch. You encourage somebody to make deposits, and after you got enough money, you can maybe then make a loan to somebody.
I think I opened my first account at Community First back in the 80s. Even as Community First has grown, what hasn't changed is how they treat their members.
Community First understands people and our needs. We're not all cookie cutters made the same. Everyone is an individual, and we have our own individual needs, and I think they treat us that way, and that feels good.
I am always treated incredibly. I mean, I don't even know really how to describe it.
The heart of Community First Credit Union is really the people. They really care about every individual that walks through the door.
They're just always there for me, and they always treat me with respect and make me feel like a great person.
That's the advantage of working with Community First. You're a member, so you're treated as a member, and they're looking out for your best interest.
When people collaborate, we're all stronger. I couldn't afford to buy a house on my own, but because we all group our money, we're all able to buy houses at different points in our lives.
Every member, no matter what their deposit balance, anybody who's got an account relationship with us
is an owner of Community First. And then everything that we do and accomplish together, all of the income that we derive, the revenue that's generated, goes back to all of the members. And we do that by being able to charge less for loans, pay higher rates on deposit accounts, offer lots more services at lower fees, as well as really get involved and do great things in the community.
You are the people that got faith in us. You trusted us. Of course, we had to earn that, but nevertheless, there's all kinds of places you could done the business you're doing with us, but the fact that you chose us is what made us to what we are today.
When I started, we had one building. There was 23 of us, and the thing that I've noticed the most is that we still treat everyone that walks through that door, they're a member. They're not just a number.
Community First has been around for a long time, and I trust that they will be right beside me for a long time as well.
Happy anniversary, Community First Credit Union. Proud to be a partner with you. Congratulations on 50 years of success.
Congratulations, Community First, on 50 years of finding a way for members like me.
Who says it better than our members? We're really special. It certainly goes without saying that we believe in the power of the cooperative, and certainly none of this would be possible without you and our extraordinary board and team. So before I close, and I am going to close soon because there is cake and champagne awaiting us, I'd like to take just a couple minutes to recognize the remarkable people who've traveled this journey with us. You know, certainly, and I'll draw your attention to our annual report, all of the credit unions over the years whose boards and members have placed their trust in us and voted to become a part of the Community First family through merger. Those mergers, the people that they brought to our family are very, very special to us. And to our volunteer board, past and present, our thank you. Your steady leadership has been the compass of our mission. You've met our current board, but our past board members are listed in our annual report, but we do have several of our past board members with us here tonight, and I'd like to ask them to stand and be recognized. A special call out to Bob Van Beek and Jim Smits. They were original founding members of the credit union. We're so happy to have them here with us tonight. Also to Bill Geenan, who served from 1978 to 80. Jeff LeClaire from 1985 to 93. Yes, all right. Got to catch up afterwards. Dick Schermetzler from 1986 to 89. And of course, Mary Hultgren, our former chairman of the board, who served from 2006 through 2022. We are so grateful to each and every one of you and all 56 directors. Next, our employees. They are the heartbeat of Community First. We are stronger because of their passion and their commitment, and we couldn't do this without them. So many of our team have been here for 5, 10, 20, 30, even 40 plus years. Yes, you, Cheryl Otto. Would all the employees please stand? Many of them are getting ready for other things, but we certainly want to recognize them and what they've done. And all of you had colored ribbons when you came in. So let's just do a quick wave of who's been here who has the gold ribbons for 50 years or more? All right, awesome. You joined us in the 70s. That was a great era. How about those of you who came to Community First in the 80s? All right, great job. And I know we've got some folks from the 90s here. All right, good deal. And then we hit the 2000s. Yay, right up here in front, you youngsters, you. 2010, those years. And how about all of you who've joined since 2020 in the last 5 years? Yeah, awesome. Amazing. So 50 years ago, we made a promise to put the community of our members first. Today, that promise burns brighter than ever. This is more than an anniversary. It's a call to action, a reminder that we are all part of something, as I said earlier, incredibly extraordinary. Each of us, members, volunteers, team members, has helped to build that legacy. And each of us now hold the opportunity to help shape what's next. I invite all of you to be a part of what's to come. Over the next 12 months, we're going to continue to celebrate. You know, you make it to 50 years, it has to be more than just a day, right? And we're going to continue to make memories, to gather stories and photos along the way. All of those things will result in a culmination and a sharing at our 51st annual meeting next spring. We invite you to share a memory, a milestone, or a moment that made Community First a part of your life. And if there's more than one, we'd love to hear them. Whether you write it, record it, or upload a video, it's your voice that brings our 50th anniversary to life, because your story is our story. And I think we have a little quick video. Maybe. There it is. Every story shared is going to help us celebrate 50 years of Moments That Matter. Some may be featured just as they are on our website, social media, or in our branches, and others very well might inspire us to reach out to you to learn more, and with the opportunity to be showcased in a deeper way through video or other special features. However you decide to share your story, it's a meaningful part of our history, and we're honored to hear it. This is our time. This is our golden opportunity. So let's make it shine together. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you, Kathy and team. Dan, will you please report on the results of the election?
Madam Chair, here are the results of the election. Elected to 3-year terms are Kathy Tierney, Matt Bingham, and Catherine Seaman. Congratulations to those elected, and thanks to all candidates for their interest in serving our credit union. Also, my thanks to longtime member John Scully for overseeing the ballot count. I'll now turn the podium back to Sarah.
Thank you to all the members who express interest in serving on the board. Congratulations to our elected candidates, and thank you to Dan and the nominating committee for their work. A reminder to all the directors, the organizational meeting will be held on Monday, May 19th at 4 p.m. The secretary has confirmed that there is no old business or new business to come before the membership tonight. We will adjourn shortly and announce the prize drawing winners. But first, as you may imagine, a lot of hard work goes into making this meeting happen. So I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our incredible staff and volunteers who work so hard to organize this meeting. Please join me in a round of applause. And on behalf of the board and staff, our thanks to all of you for making time to attend our 50th annual meeting. Together, we've built a place you can trust and rely on, which is even more critical in our economic environment we face today. Together, we continue to make a remarkable and positive difference, not only for one another, but for this community that we all call home. That's the power of being a member-owned financial cooperative, and with your continued support, we will keep finding a way. Members, this meeting is adjourned. Please watch this video for an announcement of the prize drawing winners for a total of $5,000 in cash prizes. As mentioned earlier, those prizes will be deposited into member accounts on Thursday, April 24th, and a confirmation will be sent via email. Members viewing from home, that concludes our meeting. For those of you here, please join us for a Cheers to 50 Years cake celebration with cake, refreshments, and entertainment in the lobby. Thank you all again for joining us, and we'll see you again next year.